We have up next a true friend in Clackamas County. He has been on our side when so many people haven't. And so many people haven't been on his side, yet he's persevered through and he continues to show up and stand up. He's a vet. He's a MAGA Republican. He's one of our city commissioners, and he's as far as most of us are concerned, the city commissioner, and he deserves all of our support and all of our thanks. Please welcome Mark Shull.
Thank you, Rick. Good afternoon, American patriots. America was made a strong nation in part due to the values our founding fathers knew would be imperative to sustain the republic. When those values change, society changes with bad effects. Civilization is fragile. It hinges on ensuring the needed conditions for the life, security, and sustainment of our nation. The great achievements of Western civilization, improved upon by the American experience, gave us consensual government, individual freedom, rationalism in partisanship with religious belief, free market economics, and the idea that all men are created equal in the image of the Creator. These help to liberate people from daily worry over state violence, tyranny, random crime, famine, and poverty. So, often the resulting leisure and affluence instead deluded arrogant Western societies into thinking that modern man no longer needed to worry about the empowering values that built the very success of society. He took things for granted. As a result, the once prosperous Greek city-states, the Roman Empire, the Renaissance republics, and European democracies of the 1930s imploded as civilization went headlong in reverse. We in the modern world are now facing such a crisis. America is no different. Our fragile society is developing cracks caused by the rejection of those values that gave America strength. We talk grandly about the global Great Reset. We blindly accept the fattest Green New Deal. Some virtue signal about defunding the police. Some merely shrug at open borders. And some brag about banning fertilizers and pesticides, outlawing the internal combustion engine, and discounting the threat of Armageddon in the nuclear age. But meanwhile, misguided and bewildered people are systematically destroying the very elements of our civilization that permitted such utopian fantasies in the first place. Take fuel. Europeans arrogantly lectured the world that they no longer needed traditional fuels, so they shut down nuclear power plants. They stopped drilling for oil and gas, and they banned coal. The city of Eugene here has banned the use of natural gas for heating and new construction. What followed is a dystopian nightmare. Europeans will burn wood this winter as their civilization reverts from postmodern abundance to pre-modern survival. The Biden administration stopped the super productive American oil fields. It canceled new federal oil and gas leases. It stopped pipeline construction and encouraged investors to shun fossil fuels. It shut down billions of dollars per day of income to America, and now billions of dollars per day are being sent overseas to suppliers, and an equal amount of money is coming out of your wallet and mine. When scarcity came, naturally, fuel prices followed. The middle class is now mortgaged its upward mobility to ensure that they can afford gasoline, heating oil, and skyrocketing electricity. The duty of the Pentagon is to keep America safe by deterring enemies, reassuring allies, and winning over neutrals. It is not to subordinate professional training of our soldiers to issues based on their gender or race. Training should not include critical race theory, the racial version of Marxism, or the woke agenda. Our young military leaders are no longer free to focus on the efficient training to meet mission accomplishment and to win on the battlefield. At home, the Biden administration inexplicably destroyed the southern border. Utter chaos followed. Over 4 million migrants have poured into the United States, thousands each day, including unscreened MS-13, drug runners, and human traffickers, and other threats to U.S. national security. We pay the price at the state, the county, and the city, and at your neighborhood level. The effects are losing children to pills designed to kill, and our budgets are stressed beyond repair. The streets of our cities are in chaos, and by intent. Ask the Portland City Council. Suspend 24/7, 365 law and order, and you get a city with the highest rise in murder rates in the nation. Also, defunding the police, emptying the jails, and destroying the criminal justice system unleashed a wave of emboldened criminals. It's now open season on the weak and the innocent. Ask Kate Brown and Mike Schmidt how that happened. America is buckling under the pressure. Predators maim, kill, carjack, and rob with impunity. Felons correctly conclude that bankrupt postmodern critical legal theory will get them a free get-out-of-jail pass. Lost values, lost society. Speaking of Measure 114, the Second Amendment is more critical now than ever, ensuring peaceful, law-abiding, well-mannered gun owners have the capability to use deadly force to protect life, family, home, and their future. Your ability to defend yourself makes criminals think twice. Well, at least the criminals who want to stay alive. Even agriculture is at risk. Farmers rely on steady supplies of fertilizer, fuels, and chemicals. Take away that support, as green nihilists are attempting, and millions will go hungry. Perhaps 1 million homeless people now live in America on our streets. In the last 20 months, Metro supportive housing measure has taxed the people inside the urban growth boundary over $250 million. This does not include the few hundred million from state and federal grants intended to end homelessness of some 3,000 people. What are the results? Take a drive through Portland and you decide. So, we are in a great reckless experiment in which progressivism discounts all the institutions, values, and methodologies of the past that have guaranteed a safe, affluent, well-fed, and sheltered America. As we suffer self-inflicted mass looting, housing insecurity, random street violence, hyperinflation, non-existent borders, unaffordable fuel, and a challenged military, Americans will come to appreciate just how thin of a veneer our civilization has. How can we strengthen our society and our future on the road ahead. We must bolster this thin veneer of civilization with the rock-solid strength of the values that made America great. 1. Compliance with the Constitution as amended, and that also means adhering to Article 1, Section 8, enumerated powers. 2. Putting the family at the top of our concern when voting on any measure. 3. Ensuring law and order 24/7, 365 without fail. Do the crime, do the time. And 4, remembering not only from a religious aspect, but from a secular aspect as well, the importance of Judeo-Christian values in tempering our decisions and our actions as a people. These values are the real tools that we have available for regaining a strong America. Our adversaries will be inclined to stand aside when it is clear to them that we know the way forward and we know how to get there. We must regain the power of the people and stop the power grab by unelected bureaucrats and hold down the cost and scope of government. We must extricate those people in government who serve themselves before the people. We must reject doctrines like critical race theory and others that conflict with our values. We must not let equity drown out equality. We must respect all stages of life and teach our children to do the same. We must teach our children of the values that provide a pathway to peace, prosperity, and hope. With insight in mind, those of us gathered here must illuminate this awareness and understanding onto all our fellow Oregonians and replace the fragile state of our society with a strong America that was envisioned by our founding fathers, and a place where our children and their children can thrive. If we strive and endure, one day those children will happily recall the day that you and I gathered here and illuminated the road ahead, and that we understood, we acted, and we prevailed. May God bless America, and thank you for your kind attention.